And we're live.
Hello, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the stream. I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. Today is Thursday, March the 7th. We have a lot to cover today, so we should get right to it. But first off, a quick disclaimer. Nothing that's said in the stream should be taken as financial advice. It is for strictly education and entertainment purposes only. Today we'll be discussing Bitcoin price discovery. It's exciting. The market has gone crazy. Bitcoin has flown and it's maintained its levels very, very nicely. So if that sounds good, please smash that like button. It helps get the content out to more people. Glenn, so how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. My SHIB bag is swole. Yeah, it's been quite a week. If there's anyone watching that's a SHIB fan like myself, make sure you drop a like in the comments and do the same if you hate it like CryptoCruizer.
It's not that I hate it. I just I'm a believer that meme coins are meant to make money and not really a long-term hold. But I mean, I will admit, SHIB has so far exceeded those expectations.
Yeah, it's running up quick on Dogecoin's market cap. So it's exciting. It'll have its day this bull run.
Well, we're definitely in a meme coin season because I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but a lot of the meme coins have just popped off in the last couple of weeks. You have Shiba as well as Floki and Dogecoin as well as, what was the other one? Bonk has gone really well. There's been quite a few of them that have just gone crazy with their market cap. Some of them doubling and tripling.
Yeah, it's been exciting. And then everything seems to be taking its turn as well. So you never know on a day-to-day basis what's going to be pumping while Bitcoin goes sideways. It's cool to watch.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love seeing all the money flowing into the different sectors. Well, without further ado, we should get right to it. We should bring up our panel guests. First, we'll bring up CryptoCruizer. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing well, and I have lots of SHIB too.
Nice.
I love her.
Yeah. SHIB and Doge, I got lots.
Yep. And Chart Davidson as well. How are you doing this week, sir?
I don't know. We'll see. I might want to outdo you this week and take your position as the co-host.
Oh, yes. We got some competition now.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it too much, I think.
I listened to your Twitter Spaces today, and I did catch that last comment you made about replacing on the show. So the competition's on, sir.
Get your A game going. Let's go.
Okay, so the as Dip alluded to, the topic this week is going to be the Bitcoin price discovery and where we are in the markets. I believe this is the exciting time. This is what we've been waiting for the last 2.5 years over the bear market, and it's finally here. A lot, it came really, really quick, a lot quicker than a lot of people thought. But I'm not going to complain. I'm loving this time of the market cycle. So I guess we can get right into it. Dip, I know you had a few things you wanted to mention about the market in general.
Oh, yeah. Well, on today's discussion, I think it's a real important one because we are going into a price discovery area, which means you don't have current price action to actually base your buys and sells off of. And it's a good time to discuss how to take profits on the way up and not get stuck holding the bag at the end of this bull run.
Mm-hmm. It's really important for people to understand that as any asset reaches an all-time high, it's kind of an area that you can't really use traditional indicators, and a lot of them are mute. That's why they call it price discovery, because the price of that asset has never been that high or in that area. So a lot, anything could happen. It could be rejected at that level and, have a dump and then go sideways for a while. It could smash right through it and go parabolic. You never know what's going to happen. So it's always good to kind of be prepared and to understand exactly what comes next in the market. Now, speaking of charts and speaking of market, Chart Davidson, you are certainly one that I like to listen to. You have always amazing views on what's going on, and I'd like to hear what you think is going on right now.
Appreciate that, CryptoCruizer. I was hoping that we get our all-time high breakthrough today because the market is hot. Like, everything is looking great. And seems like it's trying a few times. We were positioned for a breakthrough during our space today and didn't happen, unfortunately. But it didn't mean that, alts were going to, die all of a sudden. So we had a whole bunch of other setups that started to actually go pretty well. There were breakthroughs of like 15 to 20% on some of the assets. And so we were going to see some of this kind of action moving forward because, Bitcoin does show the way, and then everyone follows, or every project follows. So you will see these, baskets of different projects like the AI types and the GameFi types or whatever. They're going to go in different sections of the bull run. And it's interesting to see how things are going to play out. We may not catch them all, right? We might be caught off guard with the news event. And then, you have GameFi popping off. You have like the likes of Pyre and Gala and some other ones, going off. So you're kind of like stuck to try to figure out what to do after that. This is why it's good to diversify in these moments, right? So you can have like a bag in GameFi, you got a bag in AI, you got a bag in say DeFi, for example, just in case you're off. You're not stuck holding and waiting for your project to go. So it's interesting where we are right now. We're finally here, right? It's been like long 2 years. And I think we're excited. I'm excited for this next little while.
Oh, I'm really excited. I couldn't agree more. It's always good to, the longer that you're in the space, you kind of have your ear to the ground and you kind of figure out the narratives going around. And you're absolutely right. It's always best to be diversified in case you do miss one, so you don't miss one of the upcoming narratives. Now we've seen Bitcoin has gone crazy. It now seems to be consolidating at an area after that dip we had a couple of days ago. Meme coins were popping off, which was crazy. And then today, a lot of the AI coins, one that you've mentioned many times, Layer AI, has done really well. And there was a few others as well. And I'm also starting to notice that native DEXs, decentralized exchanges, for example, Orca and the ones on Solana and a few others, Uni a few weeks ago, they seem to be doing really well also. So yeah, like you said, it's always good to be diversified, be in a few different narratives, different niches. That way you don't miss any of the pumps. But that's definitely what's happening. Think of it like a waterfall. Water flows out of Bitcoin, people take profits and they trickle it down into other sectors of the market. So you just got to be on top of which ones that's going to be at any particular time.
Exactly. And I'd like to just mention quickly, now that we have a few viewers watching, this is the second week in our giveaway contest. So at some point during the stream, I will be rudely interrupting and giving the second word to the phrase for our Elapal bundle.
Yeah, it's amazing. I actually, while we're on that topic, I'd like to thank our 2.14 thousand subscribers now. Ever since we started that giveaway and Dick brought out that giveaway video a few weeks ago, the subscribers have gone up a lot. And we'd like to thank each and every one of you. We appreciate you all. So I'll let you guys continue talking about the market. Cruiser, did you have anything to add right now?
No, not really. Other than, I thought going into the market, I might have been a little over diversified, but now seeing the gains in the different sectors that I have in my bags, I'm quite pleased that I am over diversified. It's playing out well, and I'm so excited for the next 12 to 15 months, see what's going to happen.
I always thought you were a little bit overextended, but you're right. A lot of your bags are growing really, really well. Whereas me, instead of having a couple of different ones in each niche, I just picked. I do have a couple. I didn't pick any more than that. Just a few that I knew, when that sector popped off, that they were going to do well. Which it's no secret. Stuff like Super that I own, and IMX, and all the main ones a lot of people have, and of course Opal, which is a favorite of Chart from Opulus. Now I'll let you guys discuss the market. I'm going to, while you're doing that, I'm going to share my screen. There's a few charts I would like to show, which I will show this one first. This, for those that are unfamiliar, this is the MVRV score. Now what it indicates, basically it tells you bottoms and then also tops of cycles. And as you can see here down near the bottom, you have this green zone, which for every single bull market so far has been an absolute buy area, which represents the bottom of the market. And then a little above here, the orange area is typically the top of the market. It's kind of when you should start thinking about getting out of a certain cycle. Now, last one, the first 3 bull markets you can see, each one of them had a double top. The first 2 anyway, double top into the pink zone or orange zone. And then the 2018 bull market had that blow off top there as well. Now, last bull cycle, it barely reached that area. And we all know that that was a manipulated bull market, especially the second pump that we had where it beat all-time highs slightly. That was all manipulated, the whole FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried thing. So we can, disregard that. Some people are actually saying it was just a continuation of the current bull market, and that we have been in a bull market the whole time. But as we can see in many charts, that's not the case. But currently, as you can see right now, we only have a score of 287. So we're nowhere near the top of this market yet. So that's a good indicator that I'm going to be following each week, or a good chart, sorry. And then the other one I want to show here is the NUPL. For those that are not familiar with the NUPL chart, it's the net unrealized profit and loss. This one's pretty easy to read. In the green area here is capitulation. That's when time to accumulate as much as you can, because that's basically the bottom of your bear market. And then you move up into the white area, hope and fear. Hope that the price is going to go up, or fear that it's going to continue to go down if you're heading into a bear. Optimism, anxiety, belief, denial, and then euphoria and greed round out the other parts of the chart. And as you can see, currently we are in the belief part of the bull market, where people believe that, denial, belief that it's going to go up. Denial is on the way down. So we're not quite near the euphoria greed yet. We still have a ways to go before we hit that. Anyone have any questions on those 2 charts?
I do have a question about the first one.
The first one? Okay, go ahead.
MVRV?
MVRV, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I missed that there. What is that? What does MVRV stand for? What is it?
Let me see if I can find it here. I knew what it was, and then when I pulled up screen, I lost the acronym, what it stands for.
Oh, market value, realized value.
There you go. Yep, that's it.
I see now. Okay. Now it makes more sense.
Okay. Let's go on to the Bitcoin rainbow chart.
My favorite.
Zoom in slightly. Yeah, it's one of my favorites as well. Yeah. Okay. So I haven't looked at this in a little while. So we're still in, according to this, we're still in the accumulate zone, which is very good to see. I thought after the last 2 weeks, the price action, we'd be up near the light green or even the yellow, but nope, not yet. We're still in the accumulation zone, which is great to see. Lots of room to go on that one. And then, of course, one of our favorites as well, the crypto bubbles. And this
Look
is
at that
for
shit.
Look at that shit. Look at that shit.
That shit.
This Floki, I remember the last bull market, I actually owned quite a bit of this, and then I did offload it for a profit. Obviously, it was a good idea because I think it went down 95% in the bear market. But Floki's up there, dog with hat, a lot of meme coins are up there. And then non-meme coins, FTM, Phantom, 85.5%. I know, Dip, that's one of your favorites, and I actually saw a video the other day that they've kind of done a pivot with what they're offering, and I think they're getting into like AI gaming somewhat. I heard their name tossed around with NVIDIA and Render as well, so do a little bit more research on that. And speaking of Render, it's also up 38%.
Yeah, I believe IMX is getting involved in that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been no secret that IMX has been, they've pivoted as well. They used to mainly be NFTs, and now they're a little bit into AI and gaming. Excuse me. Okay, so that's crypto bubbles.
Twitter Spaces.
What's that, Dip?
I said they've been listening to Chart's Twitter Spaces, taking his knowledge and running with it.
Right.
I appreciate that, as always.
And the last chart I want to show is the Bitcoin halving countdown. Let me give this a refresh.
Yeah, mine's at 35 days.
And boom, yep, 35 days, 4 hours, 14 minutes. So April 12th.
It's back down.
Quickly. Yep.
Yeah, that was April 29th, just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
This is awesome, exciting. Okay, so I want to pass it over to Chart here for a minute. Now, since we are soon, we're not quite yet, but we are soon going to be in price discovery. Everyone's got, their own strategies and what they're going to do once we hit that area, whether or not they're going to ride BTC all the way up, they're going to take profits, what are they going to do? So Chart, what specifically is your strategy going to be come price discovery on Bitcoin?
So my personal strategy, you mean?
Yeah.
The idea is to find multiples into the bull market, right? So, you're trying to maximize all of your profits by percentages, right? So if you're writing an asset, for example, and it's done a 5x, and you kind of charted it, and you go, all right, it's going to do like a 15x, and it's running a lot of these projects. Your better bet is to actually scale out of that, and then catch the ones that haven't gone, right? Because at that point, you're maximizing, you're actually multiplying your multiple. So for example, if you get I don't know, say a 5x from one asset, and you feel like you can get maybe another 5x, but the other asset that you're looking at can give you 20. Now you combine the two and you get 100x out of that, okay? Out of that portfolio. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm looking at all the time. This is why I kind of spread my wings into a lot of these things. And I'm going to see what works, what doesn't work. I'm definitely going to look at majors at the tail end of the bull run. So I'm looking at Litecoin, Ethereum, XMR, any of the old coins, even like Cardano, maybe for a blow up top, just to find my last multiple. Because they normally go last, and they give you like that extra, maybe 50%, right? Maybe 100% at the end. So the best way forward is to, maximize all you can with altcoins, and then move everything into majors, and then you have an easier chance actually to even get out, right? Because liquidity flows into majors all the time. And then that's kind of like what I'm thinking of doing.
That seems to be the consensus. What about you, Dip?
Well, me, how about we geek out a little bit, and I will share a screen here and give an idea of what my plans are for the bull run.
Do it. We love seeing slides.
All right, so I got TradingView up with BTC on daily. So when we're getting into price discovery, it's hard to pick out what levels to be taking profits at, and you should be taking profits consistently all the way up, and then having that extra margin in your account, whether it's in stable coins or dollars, to be able to buy up when we have corrections and dips to maximize your gains throughout the bull market. So right here I ran a Fibonacci from the previous market high down to the bear market low, and that is given some crazy price ranges when you scroll up to the top as a market top of 244,000, which that's a little bit exciting for me personally. But what I did is I went from the 1.618 on that and ran another Fibonacci here. So when you're looking at the chart here, it'll give you all these levels in between. So, and you'll notice during the bull market, a lot of people will be taking profits at these levels coming up, and then buying as it's coming down with the volatility. So this will give you an area around 77.5, 82.4, 86.3, 90, 95 up to 100, and then so on from there before you get into like blow off top territory. Yeah, so what my strategy is you take these, and when it comes to selling, always put that position slightly below a couple percent. That way you're not going to get manipulated by whales, and you'll always get the position you're looking for. And then the opposite, when the market's coming back down, is a few percent above what that target range is. And that generally works out pretty well, and compound your bag substantially throughout a bull market.
Nice. Now, CryptoCruizer, do you have a certain strategy as the bull market goes on, or are you just going to hodl until you feel the time is right?
I haven't decided yet. I am exploring different strategies and kind of learning a lot from all of you guys as we go as well. Because, and can't say whether this is good or bad, but up to this point, through all the time I've been in the crypto space, I've just DCA'd. I've never taken profit at any point up until now. So it's a new thing for me. Obviously, this is the bull run that I'm going to want to kind of put a strategy to use, but I'm just exploring options at this point. I haven't decided on one over the other yet. And I'll admit I'm going to follow the lead of my peers on this one. To try to maximize, because this is a learning curve for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, for all of us, really.
Yeah, well, your strategy isn't necessarily a bad one, because you're going to get a parabolic move and exponential gains regardless, as long as you don't hold all the way down to the bottom on the other side. So it's not necessarily a bad strategy, and it's looking for those top indicators that is most important if you're not compounding what you're earning.
Yeah.
Here's a top indicator for you guys. When people tell you that XRP is going to 1,000, we're in a top. Okay, we're peaking at the moment. Okay, so that's a clear sign we're experiencing moon boy activity. Okay.
If Janet was here, you'd be in trouble. Full disclosure for me, I don't actually own Bitcoin. I mean, I have a very little bit, only through an app that we have up here in Canada. And last bull market, Cruiser and myself, we were in the same boat. It was our first full bull market, and we rode a lot of what we owned to the top. We lost a lot in trading, and then we rode it pretty much to the bottom. I believe he got out a little bit sooner than I did, but a lot of my bags I held on to, which are now beyond what they were last time for most of them, which is a good thing. But I do not own Bitcoin, so I'm not going to do that strategy of the waterfall, going from Bitcoin to alts when the time is right. I'm literally going to be following charts like the Nuval and advice from people like Chart and those who have been in the space for a long time. It'll kind of give me an idea of when we are peaking, and that's when I will start taking profit. I will ladder out, so to speak. I'll take a little bit of profits at a certain price point, which I will predetermine. And then if it continues to go up, I'll take a little bit more, take a little bit more. If it decides to retrace and starts going down, I'll pull the rest. But that is my strategy this time. Astro Dragon, I'm not sure. Welcome to the show, by the way. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'm not sure how much of crypto you actually own, because I know you're a lot of like in real life business and assets and stuff.
Oh no, trust me, I own a fair amount of crypto.
Okay, so do you have a strategy for this price discovery area once we hit it? And what's your exit price?
Not so much. So right now, I only have about $5,000 in crypto. Half of that's in Bitcoin, because I bought in November 22. I bought $1,000 of Bitcoin. I sold half of that when I sold in the middle of June 2023, which I think I sold my profits back in June. So, and I sold again in October. I only had about like $300 left in Bitcoin around December. So it pisses me off because I'll be honest, I didn't think it was actually going to go back to 65K anytime soon. I didn't.
Yeah. And if you weren't listening to Chart, then you got to pay attention.
Well, the penalty for not listening to Chart is treason and death, but that's besides the point. We all need to listen to Chart. But the point that I'm making, though, is, long story short, me and a lot of others are fucking idiots, including without limited Daikon Frost on the topic of Bitcoin. But that's besides the point. Not throwing shade. But nonetheless, though, I should have bought more, and I want to buy more now, but I'm scared to death that if I buy more now, I don't know how it's going to go. We could go parabolic, or we could plummet.
Well, one thing I can tell you right now, and I don't even need Chart to chime in on this one, we are not going to plummet. There is absolutely zero chance that Bitcoin is going to plummet. That is not financial advice, but take it for what you will. What's that, Ashley?
What actually makes you so certain of that?
Have you seen the ETF volumes, the inflows of ETF?
No, but I have not looked.
The buys. Well, that's all you need to know.
No, okay. Well, I'm guessing they're pretty good.
Yeah, just a straight
That's
supply
horrible.
and demand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the amount of inflows dwarfs the outflows, and the outflows that are coming are from Grayscale, I believe. So they're just trying to profit from early buying and back in 2022. So, yeah, there's so much inflows coming into the ETF, pushing all the demand up. There's no chance of us falling at this point. It doesn't make any sense.
Now, I know on today's Spaces chart, you're a believer that we still may see one of the historical type corrections. And as I text on that Spaces, I don't believe that's going to happen simply because of what I just said, because of the inflows. Now, of note, you mentioned Grayscale. They are continuing to dump. I believe they have dumped over half of what they have. So we're slowly coming to the end of that. Now, what I find interesting is in the last 3 or 4 days that Grayscale has dumped, BlackRock, which is one of the ETF institutions, they alone have bought more or equal to what Grayscale has dumped. So that tells you all you need to know right there. It's just, and that's only one of the ETFs. The rest, the inflows are incredible. I can't remember the exact amounts, but we're talking in the billions. So, and if this continues, which I believe it will, and a lot of other people believe it will as well, instead of having a traditional, 30-35% correction or whatever is historic, I think we're going to have maybe minor dips like we did a couple of days ago, and it will be bought up quickly. It'll have, some maybe consolidation areas, but that will be the market resets or market corrections going forward for a little while anyway. I mean, we may still get those big dips, but I think that'll be later on in the cycle.
Yeah, that's something to actually bring up too, so people are expecting it. It's not uncommon to see 20, 30, 35% dips throughout a bull market, and that's going to be something to get used to for us who have been in the space for a long time. Once you get into the $100,000 range and you get a 30% dip of $30,000 in a day, but yeah, like you expect it, they get eaten up quick. You might be down for a week and then suddenly you're way ahead again. It takes some testicular fortitude to actually ride that bull market right to the end.
That's a good way to put it. The other thing as well to remember is when Bitcoin does have its corrections, while it is kind of, getting back into shape, that's a lot of times when people are taking profits from Bitcoin, and you'll see like mini altcoin runs. People are flooding their money from Bitcoin and into altcoin. So there's a lot of areas to make money in the space. You don't have to just stick to one thing. You don't have to just stick to Bitcoin or, your favorite altcoins. There's many, many ways to make money. And especially now, I mean, crypto has DeFi and we have, we'll stick to the true DeFi part of it, where I'm talking LP pools, lending, farming, that kind of thing. So there's always other ways to make money as well. And of course, the NFT sector, which I feel is going to have its run. It's going to go. It hasn't quite yet, but I think it's going to have its turn. And Chart, I'm sure you will agree with me on that one 100%. One thing I don't know is I don't have any idea when. Do you have an idea of when that might happen, Chart?
For the tops to happen?
For the NFT, yeah. Like the NFT market to really get going.
For the NFT market, it's usually when the liquidity flows back into it, right? Because it's like, if you have a better chance of making money in tokens versus NFTs, why would you play NFTs, right? That's what liquidity is in tokens right now. So it's kind of like swimming upstream. You wouldn't want to do that. So and this is why I always say, like, if you do really like some of the NFTs that you collect, use some of the profits you make from playing tokens and buy those NFTs at the very, very bottoms, because right now we're absolutely at the bottom of NFT markets, any NFT market, including ETH and all the other ones as well. I know Bitcoin ordinals are going crazy and people are just minting and fucking buying whatever, but that's not my game. I don't want to be involved in that kind of stuff just because I understand how the game is played. And it's just a hierarchy of power and control with those people. So unless you're in the top of the game, of the pyramid, and you're getting all the information and the alpha from the people and you're buying the right things, it's just chasing your own tail. So for me, focus on the liquidity that's in front of you, which is all the tokens. I like to make very, very big multiples with some of these things. So, but eventually in NFT world, we'll see liquidity come back, and then we'll have similar runs, with all the projects that have survived, right? You'll have the ones that have been around for 2 years now and built tech and have a community, and, liquidity will find them. And so it's going to be interesting to see how much more liquidity we'll get from possibly Solana hitting, $500 as a coin.
That would be huge. Yeah, I remember last cycle, the NFT, if we call it the NFT run, it really hit, later to mid last cycle, and I'm wondering if the same thing will happen this time. Like you said, liquidity will flow from Bitcoin, from Ethereum, from the alts into the NFT scene. And there have been some projects that have really done well, like Pudgy Penguins, and there's a few others that have been maintaining their floor price, which is nice. And when an NFT cycle does come, they're just going to run off like crazy. So yeah, I was just kind of curious if you had any insights as to when that might happen, if we're going to follow the last cycle or if we're going to do something a little bit different this time. But you're right, ordinals have all the hype right now. Bitcoin obviously is it's the granddaddy. That's what everyone is focusing on right now. The retail market is finally starting to come in. I'm actually getting people at work asking me about this Bitcoin thing. Hey, I heard Bitcoin crashed huge the other day, and I'm like, yeah, it dumped $10,000, but it's right back up today, and the overall market is more than it was back then. So, but the point is, people are starting to ask, and that's when that things are really getting in high gear.
I think this is a good time to interrupt the stream and give this week's word for the giveaway. This week's word is. So yes, so make sure you write that down, and we're halfway through the contest at this point. So 2 more weeks, and then you'll be able to send in the phrase, and we will draw a winner from a hat.
I'm just going to put that in the chat. Word of the week is.
Is
what it is.
You're looking at the screen. It's scrolling at the bottom.
I know. So it's in the comments. Awesome. Okay, what should we touch on next, Mr. Dip?
Well, how to pick out a cycle top. Because I was pretty successful the last bull run, where I sold within a few $100s of the top, and then I bought again at within a few $100s of the bottom. So I don't know. I'll start off with my major top indicator, which is when everybody has the same consensus of price. So when it was the last bull market, there was nobody second guessing. Everybody went $100,000 is where it's stopping. We're going to have a parabolic run to $100,000. There was no rhyme, no reason, no anything, and nobody arguing it. So that was okay. Time to get out. That's it, right there. And then vice versa was at the bottom of the bear market, where suddenly there was that mass consensus that we were going to go down to $9,000. No rhyme or reason. It's just that's where it's going to go. It's got to hit 80% dump. 9,000. No questions. So yeah, as soon as there's that consensus, the market's going to do the exact opposite. Right? So, yeah, and that's an actual pretty good trading strategy as well. Is do the opposite of what the news is saying. When the news is getting extremely bullish, sell.
Yeah.
I'll also add the opposite of what Jim Cramer says too.
Yeah, when it gets really, really, really bearish, it's time to buy.
When Jim Cramer says, well, this Bitcoin thing might actually be good. Yeah, it's time to get out.
Yeah. That is a top signal right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, even that one hit piece, and Dip, if I interrupted, my bad. But even that one hit piece that was done on that BlackRock guy, I forget the group that did it, but there was a hit piece done, like some BlackRock executive was recorded in secret. He flat the fuck out said, and I quote, to the best of my memory, if you do the opposite of what Jim Cramer says, you will actually make money. coming from a big wig at BlackRock. So it is a trend.
I saw him on I can't remember what show it was, but someone was asking him a bit about Bitcoin, and he was literally scratching his head. I thought he was going to cry, and he said, "But Bitcoin has no. What has it done for me? What has it done for us? It really has no utility." The poor man was going to cry on national TV. I felt sorry for him a little bit. Well, I'll give you one of my indicators. Before I do that, though, everyone can see the hat. Check it out. We have our merch.
Top G hat. Top G hat.
Mr. Dip is wearing the one of the hats as well, and his golf shirt. Looking dapper, boy. Looking dapper. Anyway, my indicator for the top would be when my mother-in-law asks me about this Bitcoin thing. You know what's the top when that happens. What would you say, CryptoCruiser would be the indicator of the top?
Same sort of thing. I got people at work all the time asking about Bitcoin. Is it time to buy? Is now a good time to buy? Well, probably not. We just hit an all-time high 2 days ago, so hold off a bit.
Oh, hold off a little more than a little bit. Hold off for a little while.
Yeah. But my day job boss, he didn't listen. When was it? Was it the 5th that it hit all time? It hit 69 or whatever a couple days ago, right? 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So my boss at work, he decided to buy some that day. I told him not to. But,
well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's really not a bad time to buy. Any time right now is really not a bad time to buy. But I'll tell you, a mutual friend of ours, Cruiser, Steve, he's probably sitting happy right about now.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's a few of them sitting pretty right now. And,
he was smart. He listened to you down at the bottom. Ms. Chart, what about yourself? What kind of indicators, or what is it for you that will indicate a cycle top?
Well, normally I want to be technical and talk about all these other indicators or whatever, but I agree with you guys. Normally, if I hear a bank teller tell me, what's Shiba Inu doing these days, or is it okay to buy bonk? It is absolutely the time, right? When you have like normal friends that normally never talk about crypto or ask about crypto, whatever, and they ask me, hey, should I buy Ripple? I think it's a good time to buy Ripple, they tell me. That's a top. So I know Ripple is such an easy target, but it's true. It's such a common thing to hear from people talk about when they talk about crypto is, either Shiba, either is Ripple, and for sure Doge. So any of those three, if I'm asked to give me a price prediction on those, it's over. So yeah, that's my top.
Oh.
We're gonna have to discuss a few things here, Mr. Chart, because first you're trying to take my job, and now you're dissing my number one hold. We're gonna have some beef here.
I'm going hard, man. I'm going hard.
Yeah, at least he hasn't insulted your redheaded stepdaughter yet this stream, so we'll give her a few more minutes.
Oh, he will never make fun of my redheaded stepchild because that is one of his favorites. He would never do that. Solana's our baby.
Yeah, so is our baby. Eventually, you'll get to 500 this cycle, and everyone's going to be like, I didn't see that coming. And I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't seen it coming. I thought it was going to top out at about $130. Maybe hits all-time high, but it clearly has a lot of momentum. And it's pretty illiquid as well, right? Because most of the exchanges listed it. They have to have it in the trading section of their exchange. So liquidity is very scarce, and a lot of people are holding it for that reason too. So yeah, we're going to definitely see about $500 for Solana.
I agree 100%. With all their partnerships and everything that they have going on, they are not stopping. They're moving full steam ahead, and I love it. Because I think another one of the narratives going forward will be like data collection and what's the word, GPU storage, that kind of thing. And with between Solana and Litecoin and a few others, they're really diving deep into that. So I think that's going to propel them even more. While we're speaking about this, Black Cat, hey, watch it with the redheaded stepchild stuff. Oh yeah, sorry, Black Cat, I forgot you're a ginger. Nothing against gingers on this show, because my co-host is a ginger as well. So we would never diss gingers in the world.
Especially with me. considering Black Cat does everything I need. Black Cat completes me. Oh, we love Black Cat. Look, as for me, when it comes to indicators, realistically, to all your points, it's true. One thing, if normal people who don't know crypto from a hole in the ground are asking you, hey, what is Shiba? What is Ripple? What is Bitcoin? Then you know it's time to goddamn sell. Because when the common folk find out, everyone who needs to tap in has already done so. That's a telltale sign that it's oversold to fuck. Like historically, you look at Shiba Inu, October 2021, it was at all-time highs. It was all the rage. Everyone was ranting and raving about it. But guess what happened to Shiba? What happened?
It boosted my bag this week.
Well, other than this week, what happened back then?
Nothing. I bought the bottom.
So it went way down. But the point.
You're totally killing his point, Dip. You're totally killing it.
No, it's fine. Glenn can do whatever he wants. He has the beard of Glenn, which means he has the privilege to correct me in any way he wants.
I'm just busting on you.
I know.
We will get back to this. I do want to do a quick update on my liquidity pools. Dip, if that's okay with you.
Yes, and I need to apologize to you, Crazy. Before the stream started, your mic was really, really loud, and it's not so much anymore. So if you want to turn her up a bit on the mic there.
I honestly thought that was me. I kept turning up the volume on my microphone. I'm like, or my earbuds. I'm like, that can't be it. So,
Yeah.
so it is crypto. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Before the stream, he was so loud it was clipping, and then after we went live, the volume went right down. So yeah. Give us a test.
Now
Give us
he's
a test,
gone.
Crazy. Yeah, now he's muted.
Yeah, he's muted. He turned the wrong way.
Okay, how's that now?
Yeah, that's better.
This is better. Okay, let's do those LP pools.
Okay, so you can hear me fine now?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Yeah, Dip, I'm never listening to you again when it comes to sound check. Okay, so here we go. Just kidding. Okay, we'll start off with Orca. I'm gonna do full screen here just because so everyone can see. I'll give this a refresh. Now it's been 2 weeks since I've shown these, so there's going to be some changes. One thing I want to point out, which I will point out after I show everything here. Now, earlier I was saying that I was going to get into a volatile pair with a stable. I've changed my strategy now because we are full-fledged bull market and the prices are going to continue to go up. I'm getting away from stable pairs because what that does is it puts you out of range really, really quick. And I want to stay in range as long as possible. And I also want, if I do go out of range, I want one of my pairings to be, one of the volatiles that I want to hold, whether it be in this case Crown, or whether it be Solana, or Pith or Jupiter, on these Solana pairs anyway. Now this is one of the ones that I do still have in USDC. The reason is because Crown, it's not a very fast mover, and but it does produce a lot of yield because there's a lot of volume, but the price doesn't seem to really go up very quickly. It kind of hovers in a range. And right now, as you can see on screen, the range is between 130 and 201, and the current price is 141. So this one has been hovering in here for quite a while. I've got, I'm down about $27 or whatever on my initial investment, but because it is paying, right now it's at 1.9% daily. It's been hovering between 1.5 and 3 daily for about 2 weeks now. And this, my pending yield here is, I claim usually every Sunday. So last week I claimed, I believe it was 91, and this week I'm actually going to eclipse that because it's been going up quite a bit. So the yield on this one is going, it's doing really, really well. So I really like Orca. That's the only one I have on Orca currently. The next one I have is on Radium, and this is my Jupiter Soul. This one has been doing really well as well. Currently it's at 472.6 APY. So you do the math, that's a little over 1% a day, 1% a bit. My initial deposit on this one was as well 1,000, and currently I'm up to 1,247. And this one is staying within the range very nicely as well. I was worried in the beginning because Jupe was really slow, and I know Chart had been saying that there was manipulation involved there, and that eventually it will run. Well, he was right. It has finally started to run. Jupiter has done well in the last week, so it's actually getting close to the upper range. But you know what? I don't mind. I don't mind if it does go all the way up, because I will collect Sol. And if it goes all the way to the bottom end, it will all convert to Jupiter. But it's been in this range for a little while now, and as long as it holds in here, I am one happy camper. Again, I collect every Sunday, and like I said, the last 2 days have been really good. So this one, the pending yield is starting to really climb. The next one, I have a lot to mention about this one. This is Camino. Now, Camino just announced that they are going to be doing the launch of their native token. I believe it's KMNO, and currently they're in phase 1 of their point system. So the more of these services that you do on Camino, so whether you borrow, lend, provide liquidity, multiplay, long, short, you earn points now, or multipliers, sorry, and you earn points as well. Now you can see currently right now I am earning 7.9 boosts per day, which gives me 18,264,000 points per day. This is my ranking. It actually dropped quite a lot. When I first started collecting points, I was well over 100,000 in the list. Now I'm down to 30,000, so it's doing really well. The other thing about Camino that I like is, unlike a lot of other liquidity pools, if you gain your yield and you have to manually claim them, whereas on Camino they're automatically compounded, which I really, really like. This one here, I don't want to misquote. I'm just going to check. I believe I have, here we go, 1.45K total invested in the different utilities. And right now I'm sitting at 2.31. My render Sol has been doing very, very well. With that one, I only have, what do I have in render Sol? 500, yeah, and it's now up to 728 because render has gone on a tear and Sol is doing really well also. And then I'm lending 2.3 Sol, borrowing $100 worth of USDT. So these are all things that contribute to your points. And then the more points you get, obviously, the bigger of an airdrop you get. So the snapshot is going to be taken at the end of March, and the airdrop is going to take place in April. I did want to show this one. This is not recommended. Please don't follow what you see on the screen. My positions are my own. I have a reason for doing it. I know Sol really well. I know the chart, and so I know kind of the price action. So don't just follow my entry blindly, because I don't want to be responsible for anyone getting wrecked. My entries are my own. So that now that's out of the way, this is my Sol long, which is really neat. You can pick leverage, so it's kind of like leverage trading on an exchange, but instead of doing it on this platform, and you don't actually have to worry about. Well, I guess you do have to worry about liquidations, but this is a lot easier to track. So you can choose a leverage up to, in this case, 2.8% on your Solana. I am currently at 1.72%. My initial investment was 900, as you can see here. And so far the value is now up to 1.25, so $1,250. And I've had this in now for about 2 weeks. And as many of you know, Solana kind of hovered around that 130 for quite a while. And then now it's finally popped off. It's gone up closer to 140. And, you know, it shows all your information here, your max CBL, liquidation percentage, and this is the percentage here that you go by. And then you can just kind of monitor it. And if it gets a little bit too close for comfort, you can always pull your funds, which I do like about Camino and a lot of these other platforms, is that you can pull your liquidity at any time. There's never a sunk cost. So the money you deposit is your own. Now, there is obviously a lot of impermanent loss risk. But with us being in a bull market, that risk, I believe, is minimized. It's not as much as, you know, if we're kind of in an area where we're ranging in price. So that is my Camino. Everything's going well on there. And as an added note, my render Sol position, which is liquidity, is paying 254 APY. And total fees to date so far is just over $20, which, like I said, is automatically compounded, which I like that about Camino. Now, two other newer pools that I'm in. The first one is Turbos on SUI. I'm really bullish on SUI. I believe it's going to do really, really well. And Turbos is their main DEX right now. It is fairly new. Well, the whole SUI ecosystem is newish. And this one I really like because I'm bullish on both Turbos and SUI. And I'm in two pools here. As you can see, one's paying 171 APY and the other one 284 APY currently. I chose a wide range on these so that I didn't have to worry about impermanent loss or going out of range. These are just here kind of long-term hold, collect my rewards and enjoy them basically. So you can, here's the liquidity pool choices. There's not very many choices on Turbos right now. You have your main ones, which are Turbo SUI, SUI USDC, Turbos USDC. Those are the three main ones. And then, of course, you got your higher risk ones. They don't have very much liquidity, like FUD, SUI, and etc. But I want to mention that USDT, USDC, it's paying almost 70% yield on stablecoin, which is unheard of in most of the DeFi world. So that's that one. They have a little game here. If you hold Turbos in your wallet, they have they call it the Turbo Grand Prix. As long as you hold 5,000 plus every 5 days, or every 7 days, they do like an airdrop of more turbos depending on how much you hold. So it's just a little bonus that they have. Last but not least, I'm really bullish on Dojo Swap using Injective. I'm in the Dojo Injective LP pool here, as you can see. What I really like about this is they constantly are having airdrops, and these airdrops are, as long as you hold or are in one of your LP pools. I don't think that screen's up crazy. Oh, sorry. Let me bring that up. Here we go. So here is Dojo Swap again. I like this one because, like I said, Injective, I'm bullish on Injective, and I'm in the Dojo Injective LP right here, as you can see. It is currently paying 251 APY, which again is amazing. I will show you an added bonus to this in a second, but yeah, they are always giving airdrops. As long as you are in one of their LPs, they are constantly doing airdrops. I'm looking forward to this one here, Baby Dojo, which, is kind of like a meme token, I guess you could say. This one's actually a reflection token, so it's a meme with utility. You hold it in your wallet and you get paid in Dojo based on just holding it in your wallet, which is really, really cool. When is this dropping? On the 12th, so I'm looking forward to that. The snapshot was already taken, as you can see, and I qualified, and this is how many Baby Dojo I'm going to get. And then when it goes to market, whatever the launch price is, everyone knows how airdrops work. And then they have a few more coming up as well. Now, what I really like about Dojo Swap is going back to my farm, whatever earnings I accumulate, I can either go into the pools and, stake my Dojo, because your rewards are in Dojo. But what I've been doing is I have been staking them over here in the Ninja Vault. So if I go to Vault, all my Dojo earnings, I'm going here. I don't have very much yet because, I've only been doing this pool for about a week. So I've earned almost 47 plus what I've already got now in Dojo. And instead of just staking it for like 15-20%, I'm here in the Ninja Vault earning 117% APY. So I'm just going to keep on doing that every single week, take my rewards, dump them into here. And then as the bull market ranges on, the value of that will go up exponentially. So that is my DeFi LP pool review. I know that was kind of a lot, but takeaways are... I'm sorry,
it's all fire, as in it's all good. Like all fire, it's yours.
It's all good. So to reiterate, make sure when you get into pools, choose two volatile assets that you are familiar with. And that you don't mind whether it goes out of range to the upside or to the downside. Currently, I'm staying away from a stable pairing because if it does go to the downside, it converts into that stable coin and you will suffer impermanent loss. So I prefer, especially going into the heated part of the bull market, two volatile pairs. So that is my report. If anybody on the panel have any questions about that?
Nope. I think, my thing is that I generally get into the LP pools and all that is earning during bear markets, just because tokens themselves do so well. So good on you, because they are a lot of work to stay on top of, and but if you can earn with them during the bull, that's going to be some crazy earnings.
Like, I want people to understand. I genuinely want people to understand the power of crypto and LP pools and farms. Just imagine that even LP pools, the right LP pools, of course, in the bear market, can 10x a Roth IRA's annual returns. Let that just sink in. Let it goddamn sink in. Even during the bear market, LP pools and farms can 10x the stock market and 10x to all the investment vehicles of traditional finance. That's the power that we have in this space.
Well, here's my mindset on that real quick before I end this off. The reason I chose, like, the good thing about doing it in a bull market is I'm basically padding my bags for free. Like, I am loading my bags of my favorite projects for free. I'm just putting it on yield. The reason I really do it in a bear market is because I won't have any assets to put into a liquidity pool, because I will have exited the market. You know, why write a token on the way down just because you're going to gain a few percent per day? That doesn't make any sense to me. I would offload that way before a bear market hits. But that's my thinking anyway. I'd rather do it in a bull market where you're constantly filling your bags and it's costing you nothing. You're just using what you already have.
Look, while I 1000% concur about the bull market sentiment of yours, I would say that even in the bear market, I'd say, but if I had $100,000 in the bull market and I sold all that, I would save like $5K to put into LP pools during the bear market. Just think of the compound interest that can develop in that type.
Well, okay, let's put it this way. If you were to do it at the bottom of a bear market and then put that into LP pools and rode it on the way up, absolutely. But after a bull market has ended, there's no point in riding it.
Oh, definitely. It's going to take months.
Yeah. Okay, that's my report. Sorry, Dip.
You definitely want to try and be about 80% out of your position at the top. That actually brings to another point. There's a lot going on social media when it under the topic of exit strategy, and I don't like the negative connotation to that for the new people coming into the space, because it makes it sound like just everybody with experience is going to dump their bag on you and you're going to burn. Right. What that topic is making sure that you're taking profits on the way up. Almost nobody ever gets 100% out of a position. What you want to do is get the majority out of your position by the top of the market, and just use that to buy the bottom again, and then compound that way. But yeah, I know I'll be riding tokens down on the other side as well, and that's all right. But just keep an eye on the sentiment, and it'll be an exciting year ahead of us.
Okay, one last point before I go to the rest of the panel and ask for a few opinions. I want to make it clear to everyone two things. One, watch out for scams. I know a lot of people in the market right now are going to be following Twitter, and meme coins are popping off like crazy. Be very, very, very careful. I was actually on Twitter the last couple of days just hounding a scam that I found. I will admit I was scammed. I didn't put a lot into it, but what happened is they had a launch, a pre-sale for a meme token. They did distribute the tokens, but then they rugged the liquidity. And then they take that same Twitter profile, change the name, change the profile picture to another meme coin. So I found these guys out and I blasted them like crazy all over Twitter. A bunch of people that I followed did the same, and they actually got their account taken down. Be very, very careful of scams. I know it's hard to tell, but the number one thing you can do to at least protect yourself is, if you think about investing in one of these meme coins or any project for that matter, check their socials. Make sure that their Telegram is active. Make sure that you are able to post. It's not just a mute-only chat. Make sure that all their social medias are very active, because you can tell very quickly if they are not legit, because their Telegram or Discord or whatever will be muted. You won't be able to interact. It'll just be posts. Absolute scam. The other thing I want to say is for anyone new getting in, not financial advice, but pick a category, pick a niche. Now, one thing I found, and I'm pretty confident going forward, that this bull market is going to be full of gaming and AI narrative, and then of course the NFTs later in the cycle, and then of course your big ones, Bitcoin, like the top 10. But I think the narrative, AI and gaming, if you do some research, invest in some of the good ones, you'll do pretty well in this bull market.
And
CryptoCruizer, you have any final words?
No, not really, other than just to very quickly share a conspiracy theory I got at work from a retired investment officer, worked at a local bank, seems to think Bitcoin was invented and owned by the Chinese government, and that they're going to pull it all out and screw us all very soon. He's been convinced of this for 10 years, he said. So, yeah, a little bit of interesting. I had a good laugh at work over that one. So,
does he have a shred of evidence to back up any part of that claim?
of course not.
Yeah, didn't think so.
Yeah.
No,
It must be the same company that invented CB19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad not a word of it is true.
Yeah, so it was a good laugh at work.
Very good laugh.
And it doesn't understand a decentralized ledger. There is nobody managing it. It
That's
exists
right.
on its own. It's tokenized energy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he
before we-
said that's what they want us to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
No, it's all verifiable.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Good laugh anyway.
Okay, I do want to hear one last bit from Chart. Chart, what is your feeling, or what's your prediction for Bitcoin and Bitcoin's price for the coming week? What can we expect?
Very conservatively, 110 to 120K. And we can't be. Sorry,
I said this week.
this week, right? Yeah. In the next 2 weeks, we'll see a blow off top at 240. No, I think we got to be cautious how we predict these things, just because it's easier just to throw numbers out there. I think with everything being said and everything pointing to the spots on the chart, 110 to 120 seems to be the top. But it all depends on momentum, really. If we slow down to that point, then again, that will be the top. If we have some crazy blow off top moves, which is quite possible, right? I've heard things like 240 to be the cycle top, which is again possible. But the more we wait this out, for example, if this year is not the year, and we're all being fools by this little movement in crypto, and the real year is 2025, then yeah, we're looking at 300 plus for Bitcoin. So it all depends on exactly how fast we move and where we end up before the halving event.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much.
I just want to record Chart and listen to him while I'm falling asleep with these bullish narratives. Makes me tingle inside.
Instead of sheep jumping the fence, you have Chart showing the chart.
Yeah, exactly.
Any
Tell me
final words?
240 again, Chart. Tell me 240 again.
No, we don't stop at 240. We're gonna go to 500.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I still say 300 is going to be the top. 300 mid 2025, but that's what I'm thinking.
Wow. And
shall
I thought
see.
I was the maxi.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. On that note, I guess we can wrap it up, Dip.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everyone that's new. Thanks for watching. Just a reminder, what we're attempting to do here is build a crypto community. So if you don't be shy, get in the chat. Make this the Thursday night crypto talk away from the normies. And hopefully we see everybody next week.
indeed.
Bye,
Everybody,
everyone.
appreciate it.
And look, there's two final points I want to add, if I have time. So first, regarding the scams, anybody that's new to crypto is seeing a project like a meme coin or whatever they're looking at, and is unsure whether it's legitimate or not, ask a professional. Ask any one of us. Ask anyone in the space. Don't be afraid to reach out. If you think something is too good to be true, ask for goddamn help. It's not hard. DM any one of us. All of us would be more than happy to help you. Reach out to somebody before making any kind of move. Another thing you can do to protect yourself against the scum at the bottom of a doctor's operating boots that tries to steal your money. And the second thing, If you think Chart's bullish on crypto, I'm even more bullish, man. Like Daniel Joseph in the comments said, we're going para-fucking-ballic. We're hitting the millions. By 2030, we will have hit $1 million. I absolutely fantastically guarantee it. We're going to hit $1 million. We're only going to hit 10 million by 2050. Well, we're going parabolic. Bitcoin isn't going away. The more tyrannical governments get with fiat and the more taxes are a burden on future generations, watch, just goddamn watch what happens to the value of Bitcoin. I sound crazy, and, well, I completely am insane. My point still stands. We're going parabolic. Affirm. For God's sakes, affirm.
I love your enthusiasm. All right, everyone, thanks for joining, and have a good night. See you next week.
Later, guys. Thanks a million.
Good night, everyone. See you next week.